Ireland is a small country with big dreams, and it has become a hub for successful international companies that are drawn to its unique business environment. With a highly educated and skilled population, competitive taxation policies, and an advantageous geographic location, Ireland has become an attractive business destination. The Emerald Isle has been home to a number of iconic companies over the years, from tech giants to pharmaceuticals to financial services. But what puzzles the tiny human brain is why exactly is every big company based in Ireland? Despite a severe pinch on living standards and a considerable downturn in the global economy, Ireland's GDP expanded by a better than expected 12.2% in 2022. This resulted in Ireland once again having the fastest growing economy in Europe. It was, as usual, a huge surprise to the government. In anticipation of the recent release of growth estimates by Eurostat, the Central Statistics Office released a flash estimate of GDP for the fourth quarter of 2022. This is the first time that the Central Statistics Office has published a preliminary estimate of GDP 30 days after the end of the reference quarter, the organization said. According to the numbers, GDP expanded by an estimated 3.5% in the fourth quarter of last year compared to the third quarter. Expansion in the manufacturing sector was the key driver, according to Central Statistics Office. From potatoes to multinational companies, how could Ireland, a country with little to contribute to the world, have the fastest growing economy? Ireland's economic history begins at the end of the Ice Age, when the first people moved there. Around 4500 BC, people began farming. Around 350 BC, the Celts introduced iron technology to Europe. The majority of Irish exports went to England from the 12th century until the 1970s. During this time, food products were Ireland's primary export. Ireland's economy expanded and diversified over the 20th century. It has risen to become one of the world's wealthiest nations. About 8.2 million people called Ireland home at the beginning of the decade that brought about the catastrophic potato famine in 1841. Because so many people died of starvation or left the island in the years that followed, its population has never completely recovered. There are now less than 7 million people in the Republic and the northern counties that are still a part of the United Kingdom. While Ireland's population has dropped by about a third in the last century, its leaders are busy showing the rest of the globe that economic independence pays off. The Irish economy is deemed the third freest in the world by the Heritage Foundation's Index of Economic Freedom, after only Singapore and Switzerland. Once a mainstay in the top 10, the United States is now ranked just 25th. Freedom of the press, judicial impartiality, and the health of non-state organizations are all factors in the Fraser Institute's larger Human Freedom Index. When compared to the United States, Ireland ranks 5th in the world in this regard. In 2022, Ireland's GDP increased by a staggering 12.2%, making it the fastest growing economy in all of Europe. For the sake of comparison, in 2022, the GDP of the United States increased by 2.1%. If you think there's no connection between Irish freedom and Irish prosperity, contact your economics teachers and demand a refund. Ireland ranks highly because property rights and contracts are well protected there. The tax rates are reasonable, and there aren't any crazy overbearing rules, so businesses can thrive there. In fact, the Biden administration is pressing Ireland to raise its low 12% business income tax rate so that America's 21% doesn't look so bad. So, it's freedom, not the luck of the Irish, which is the driving force behind Ireland's impressive economic growth. Ireland's economy's impressive run in recent years. During the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, when most global economies were contracting, Ireland's economy was one of the few that was trending upward. The European Union as a whole saw its GDP decline by 7.4%, making Ireland's 3.4% increase stand out even more. While China's economy was often regarded as the most successful in the world during COVID-19, Ireland's growth was much greater. Despite the global economic downturn, Ireland has shown strong growth, making it an attractive market for international development. It's because multinational corporations having a foothold in Ireland were largely responsible for the expansion of Ireland's economy that year. The Central Statistics Office of Ireland reports that while all other industries in Ireland shrank by 9.5%, multinational corporations in Ireland grew by 18.2% in 2022. Why are some of the world's biggest companies stationed in Ireland? The phenomenal success of the major international corporations with headquarters in Ireland demonstrates an important fact. Ireland's business climate is especially favorable to overseas enterprises. Here's why Ireland's economic climate is so favorable for these companies. Ireland's corporate tax rate is one of Europe's lowest. Ireland's corporation tax rate was cut to 12.5% in 2003, making it one of the most business-friendly in Europe. With a corporate tax rate of 31.5%, Portugal has the highest rate in the Organization for Economic Development among European countries. Rates in Germany and France are not far behind, at approximately 29%. Ireland has one of the lowest tax rates in Europe, at 12.5%, second only to Hungary's 9%. The average tax rate in OECD nations is 21.7%. Because of its low tax rate, Ireland is a popular location for European headquarters. Pfizer, Merck, Novartis, and Johnson & Johnson are just a few of the big pharmaceutical companies with operations in Ireland. Google and Facebook, two tech giants, have both established European headquarters in Dublin in part because of the country's business-friendly tax rate. While Ireland's low corporate tax rate is a big selling point to international firms, it may not be sustainable in the long run. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has lately advocated for a globally uniform minimum tax rate. In the event that Yellen's plan is adopted and Ireland is compelled to comply, the country's international appeal would suffer greatly. Ireland is home to a skilled workforce. Ireland also has a highly trained labor population, providing access to a pool of talented individuals for international businesses operating in the country. When compared to the rest of Europe, Ireland has the highest enrollment rate for its 18-year-olds, which is almost 98%. According to the World Economic Forum, its graduates have higher average skills than those of all but 15 nations. Ireland has a younger workforce than any other European nation thanks to its larger than average youth population. This gives Ireland an advantage in today's knowledge-based economy. In light of this, it should come as no surprise that Ireland is one of Europe's foremost incubators of the cultivation of talent with expertise in fields such as artificial intelligence, information technology, and other technological specializations. Tech giants like Facebook and Google have set up headquarters in Ireland to take advantage of the country's highly qualified employee pool. Many other multinational technology corporations have established European headquarters in Ireland. These include LinkedIn, Indeed, IBM, and Microsoft. Intel has also announced a $7 billion investment over the course of 3 years to expand its manufacturing capacity in Ireland. As part of the strategy, the businesses will hire 1,600 people for high-tech positions in Ireland. This is a huge vote of confidence in the quality of the IT talent in the nation. Companies like Intel are increasing the need for qualified workers in Ireland by establishing new production, research, analytics, and data processing centers there. Academic institutions in Ireland aid in the cultivation of talent needed to fill these roles. In recent years, several educational institutions, sometimes in conjunction with private tech firms, have established artificial intelligence or technology programs. Accelerator programs for Irish entrepreneurs have also been introduced by other universities, such as Trinity College Dublin and the Tyndall National Institute. Market access. One of the main reasons why companies spend money outside their home markets is to get entry into new markets. When it comes to Ireland's main economic benefits, a study shows that Ireland's access to European markets came in first. According to research conducted by the Economist Intelligence Unit, market access was cited by 58% of respondents as one of the top 3 reasons for establishing foreign operations. From growing potatoes to growing companies, Ireland has come a long way. With its highly educated population, competitive taxation policies, and favorable business climate, Ireland has become a magnet for multinational corporations seeking to establish their presence in Europe. Despite its small size, Ireland's economy has consistently outperformed its European counterparts, with impressive GDP growth and a business-friendly environment. Ireland's low corporate tax rate of 12.5% is one of the lowest in Europe, making it an attractive destination for international businesses. As Ireland continues to thrive as the Silicon Island, it's clear that its unique blend of factors has made it a top choice for companies looking to expand and succeed in today's global economy.